Sorry about it. Hey, good evening, members and friends. Tonight, I'd like to share with you some ways to enjoy a happy retirement. As usual, we first read through the disclaimer. The information and materials provided in this talk is for education purpose only. Nothing presented in this talk should be construed to be a recommendation to buy or sell any specific security. The information, software, and techniques presented should only be used by investors who are aware of the risks inherent in trading. Singapore Microcomputer Society, SMS, in short, and its executive committee have no liability for any investment decisions based on the use of software, any trading strategies, or any information provided in connection with this talk. So the menu for the day. So over a lifetime, you pick up knowledge and skills to build careers, raise family, and earn enough to make ends meet. But nothing prepares you for retirement. How do you handle all the leisure time? How do you keep your mind busy as you adjust to a new life without much structure? Sometime in June 2019, there was a study by the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy and a follow-up survey commissioned by the Straits Times have once again raised an important question. Are Singapore's seniors equipped for retirement? The Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy study found that a single senior will need at least $, that was in 2019, $1,379 a month to meet basic needs. And the Straits Times survey found that 41% of the retirees do not have such money or such fund in retirement. Among this group, 28% say they fall short of at least by half the recommended amount. That means you divide by 2, that means you have only about 600 plus only. So how to live, how to survive? So financial is one aspect of it. Of course, to have a happy retirement, first, many feel that at least you have to feed your mouth first. You cannot even feed your mouth, say how to enjoy. So, of course, in order to really able to handle it well, we must be prepared, both financial and non-financial. We prepare mental and emotional preparation. We have to prepare psychologically and socially as well. While saving for retirement is important, we should first of all think of how to enjoy retirement as well. Being satisfied with life as a whole in your working life is the best way to prepare for retirement. I don't know whether we are so busy every time chasing the dollar or chasing your goals or chasing the corporate ladder, climbing here, climbing there, that we forget that there are more important things to think about. So the following 10 tips will help you to enjoy and prepare for retirement at the same time. First, be prepared. Work out at what age you can feasibility or possibility retire before you decide. A plan such as My Retirement will assist you with working out how much you will need to save and how other long-term financial planning. This is an important milestone that many of us has already passed that milestone without doing a more thorough or more detailed plan. So what to do now? Make good with what you can do. So my retirement should consist of when would you retire? Some take the moment the company don't want me, that means I retire. Or the industry stop hiring me, you retire. Then what do you look forward to the most? How many years do you expect to live in retirement? That is, what is your life expectancy? According to many of the studies done in our context, even the CPF board or the government policy is tailored towards, last time was the golden numbers, 80 years. Subsequently, it moved higher because we are not producing enough babies, so that, or partly because we are living in a very healthy environment. So with modern medication and a good healthcare system, so all us can continue to live, whether you are happily or not so happily. Biologically, you can survive longer than the 80 years so-called magic numbers that was last time computed out. So for our ladies partners or lady friend, they're supposed to be able to, most of the time they will outlive the male by about 5 years on average. That's why you go to many of the singing group or dance group or social group or karaoke group or mahjong group, you'll find, you do a head count, more often than not, you'll find more ladies than men in all these gathering. Well, somehow they outlive the men. Or except this group. Exception group is the SMS. Also, what lifestyle do you want when you retire? Do you really want to have a so-called laze around, like the what I call the potato couch? That means sit in front of the TV after your meal or before your meal and after your meal and before you go to bed. So you are just staring at the TV. No, for part of the day, there are some to enjoy or just feel idle to laze around doing that, nothing. Of course, there are others who are always running around the town or at the so-called place of interest, or go to the garden, go to some community activities or coffee shop. I mean, for some, they feel that lifestyle they enjoy. Then what monthly income will you need during retirement to maintain my current lifestyle? For some, just to have a simple breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that type of lifestyle, even during their working life, they are also quite happy with that. So for them, a minimum so-called bigger sum can keep them alive. They don't have much so-called desire or hope to so-called tilt the skill, whereby they may have tough, maybe the expenses will be more than enough or more than their income. They will try to budget or live within their means. Of course, for working class, we have some form of retirement fund to look forward to, whether you call it CPF or some government related or some organization, they have pension fund. And then for others, they may have some saving whereby they invest into certain instruments, may have investment earning, or some companies, they have some home equity, so-called funding, where they also can participate in to fund your retirement. this apply more to those who I call in active during the life, during the working life, they are higher or they're working for a proper organization where they enjoy this compulsory saving or CPF and all this. There are others who are self-employed or some the so-called business owner or small business owner. Sometimes they choose not to have tied down with all these CPF and all these things. They want to have hard cash, then they will decide how they will do their saving plan and also all that. From the moment you decided that, okay, let's say 60 years, or maybe last time 55 years, or now it's 65 or 68, that age is your so-called trigger point for you to say goodbye to the employment market. Then from that years, let's say 65 to 80. So 80 minus 65, you are talking about 25 years of retirement life. How? 15, 65, 80, 15, 70, 15 years. Sorry, 15. The mind not working already. Hey, at least people are listening, you know. I thought they are sleeping already. Oh, 65. Yeah. So this is one of the most interesting questions. How will you spend your time in retirement? So among us, I'm sure quite a number of us have some plans or some intention what they want to do. For those who love so-called traveling, they will always try to travel, whether locally or overseas or internationally. They will find ways to go for traveling, or now they go by ship or by air or by road, by rails. There are many ways to go around traveling. Of course, traveling need also funding. You need to have money to spend also. Others, like who love the sea, love fishing, they will spend a lot of time at the beach or at jet ski or kelong to do fishing and all this. Others who like to read a lot, so they spend more time at the library to enrich themselves with more knowledge or leisure. Whether you choose this way or that way, nothing is right or wrong. If that is the way you like to spend the rest of your so-called retirement life. So, of course, ideally, you want to do this like your good friend is doing, or like some people are spending a lot of time on the golf course. But is it really something that you look forward to and you can afford that kind of lifestyle? If you have prepared for it and you have so-called this hobby of playing golf or whatever, fishing, then and you retire, you can have continue this hobby. But if during your working life you didn't have this hobby, then after you retire, whether you are financially able or not able, you may find difficult to get started. The next point is how to handle your freedom. Like for those who are working or doing business, every day they wake up 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. They prepare for their trip to the office. Right? Their time is bound by the so-called the working hours, which they have to be fulfilled, whether for themselves or for the company or the employer. So there are other ways we can handle this freedom. Is some people, in fact, quite commonly we find that a lot of Singaporean, after they so-called officially retire from those employment with the, whether civil as a civil servant or as a employee of MMC or as any corporate or whether as a teacher, somehow they sometimes try to take on some self-employment after retirement. Some they call part-time job. Instead of working 5 days per week, they work 2 or 3 days per week. So-called they call pastime, how to pastime, and also able to continue to mix around with their regular friends or all those buddy. Some, when they have some small saving, they aspire to do some small business or turn their hobby into a source of money. Whether you like to do programming or like to do doing some thing that go like cook, like to cook, or you can cook, or you can like to sew. You can sew some of those things that is have value, that so help your friends to prepare certain things. That nowadays, I saw some of my neighbor. They are professional dog trainer or walk. They help their client to take care of the dogs, because many of the family nowadays are dog owners or cat owners, but they don't know how to manage the dog or the cat. So they're giving a lot of trouble to the neighbor, barking whole day, whole night. So there are some new class of businesses, small business, where some of these so-called train people who will help you to discipline the dog or discipline the cat, or how to do some so-called like even do grooming. No, the dog, it costs you more. For those who are pet lover, they know it costs you more to do a hairdo for the dog than for a human being. No? And then the demand is quite good also. So there are some people who are venturing into this type of business also, you know, supplying dog food or train as a trainer for a dog or cat or some parrot also. So if you have this hobby, of course you can spend more time on it, and then at the same time can generate some income for yourself. I mean, this is one aspect of it. But there are other people who love to write, writer, or they call it content producer. They write for magazine, write for books, or write for this. Yeah, in the social media, they can write for those content for when people publish, you know, on whether Facebook or on this social media site, Instagram and all these things. Or sometimes you will notice a lot of food critic or food writer. Many of them are young graduates. Somehow they just love to write, or they don't want to work a full-time job with somewhere, so they end up writing this type of contents for whether newspaper or other social media article, when they especially related to food. There are so many writers for food, whether they say best 10 best char kway teow in Singapore, or 10 best rojak store here, and all these things. So a lot of writers for this type of food comments. So next, we can look at, for those who have some excess money or some saving, we have to be so-called mature with your money. We have to so-called have some plan how to manage your money after you stop working. initially there were some jokes that time of some uncle, auntie, uncle, especially uncle. After they retire at 55, so the time CPF allowed them to withdraw one shot or whatever so they just draw everything they have, and then some they say they went over to Batam to buy a house and have a second family and all those things, or they join some investment scheme, sometimes got cheated as a result also. So because not many of us are what I call good at managing our money, especially if your job or your type of career doesn't provide you the type of exposure to manage your money. So of course, some on the conservative side, they will be so-called leaving the bulk of their so-called saving in the fixed income, fixed deposit in type of saving, or maybe buy some government bond, or buy some so-called financial product, single premium type of financial plan with those insurance company. Those are what I call safe and sound or simple method of managing. Nothing wrong, except you know what you are in for, and you're happy doing that for a more conservative type of return. So right now, for those families or the wealthy family, now the banks or most of the financial institutions are targeting the children of those rich people to so-called they have some type of games and some type of talks and some type of program whereby they will try to brainwash or try to educate them in a way how to manage the money as when you start work of this thing. So for these fortunate or those who are born with a silver spoon, of course, this education process of how to manage your money, even before they start working, the financial institutions are already eyeing on them. They have a lot of programs to educate them, but more like brainwashing them that, okay, you remember this, or this Hong Kong Shanghai Bank, remember this UBS Bank, or what, all the big banks going after them. Some people enjoy traveling. Fact, bulk of Singaporeans, even young people before retirement, they will love to have, like every year, before the government gazetted holidays come out, many of them are looking forward to that. Oh, for this year, how many weekends are long weekends and tied to some public holidays and all these things. So those are they already plan, okay, this short trip I can go here and go there. Beside their longer term so-called their annual vacation. So they even plan for the short trips, if it's 4 or 5 days or 3 days type of environment, they go traveling. But typical Singaporean traveling itinerary will be either so-called food and sightseeing, or food and sightseeing, or sometimes some shopping is another famous hobby. If they go for a vacation or travel without shopping, they say something is not right, something is missing. I mean, there's nothing right or wrong with that, except that I believe all of us got a normal person. You have our 5 senses, like your sense of hearing, your sense of vision, your sense of hearing, yeah, vision, smell, touch, and taste. So there are many experiences that we can really try to explore or enjoy. Not necessarily that must come back with backloads of goods. Then you call that safe it's a traveling. Some travel, like during my younger days, and even now some of my friends, they still plan the traveling with their hobby, that means running. They plan to run how many marathon per year, So this, they know the running calendar. Okay, which country about what marathon which year. So they try to plan the vacation for this house, in conjunction with these races. So they will go holiday with the races. So there are people who love, some, of course, one of my friend who retire and his hobby is to climb mountain. So even before he retired, he already have been climbing so many mountains. So after retire, not because of COVID, otherwise he will be have 1 year he will have to conquer how many mountains. So these are examples of people who have this kind of hobby, and they continue their traveling to incorporate the hobby at the same time. The other thing is, when you are no longer, or you are away from you already stop so-called working full time, it's good that you can schedule your activities. That means try not to
I'll be the toilet.
Ham also noticed in the moment the man go toilet, the whole show is over. Is it the Wi-Fi man go toilet and lost Wi-Fi? Huh?
Because even toilet 2 times. One lunch or one lunch. So that's
Oh, we share screen or not share this one?
but you only have slide.
Yeah, we had this slide.
Oh,
It's not like
right.
10%. Browser, so it's called.
Okay, we are back to business. Got here, can got sound. Can hear.
Yeah.
Okay, can hear? Talking, okay. We continue our story. So as I was saying, since if you have a choice, try not to join the so-called the high season for your travel program or for your activity. That means avoid the high season if you can. The June or July holidays and the November, December holiday. If you use those periods to travel also, then you will compete with others for hotels, for airlines, and of course, the vendors will charge you more because during the so-called high season, the fees will be higher also. So the trick of the game, of course, you spread out your activities. So if you have some kawan or kaki, then you can have a group of about 10 of you. So you can actually approach any of the travel company, or even you don't use travel agency, you can also book tickets to online, so foster to get your desired dates for travel, and you can have a more value for money type of travel. And then also you can do many things by DIY, not necessarily that you have to engage the travel agency or those company to help you. Of course, for that to happen, you have to have some people who are more outgoing and who are very willing to do the leadership to help you to coordinate all some of these things. And then you tumpang them, and then you will have fun together without spending extra money. And also you can have a more, you can go to what I call explore areas or places that is not commonly organized by the travel companies. Because travel company, in order to make money, they will try to organize things that is easy to organize and very safe, and and the timing is very easy to manage. Because if you want to go to explore exotic areas and places, then you're prepared to spend more time and some extra money also. Then you can possibly go to investigate or explore those that is not commonly traveled area. And then you need not necessarily to make use of public holidays or school holidays to tie in with your program. And you can try out many ideas. So you can have all those programs whereby you can stay with the farm or stay with the people better understand the culture and all this. And all this, you no need to so-called blow your budget, because you know how to space out the timing, don't crash with the peak season. Okay, use my arrow now. The other more interesting thing is that all of us have some interest or skill set, whether be it in sewing, playing a piano, or cooking a dish, or repairing computer, or fixing up some things, electronic gadgets. So sometimes it's good that you can also make use of your skill set to teach others. I know of some retired teachers who love to so-called play with electronic components, electronic gadgets. So they have been conducting courses for people how to use internet or how to use so-called all those computer skills. They teach people, teach the old folks or teach the elder people on how to make use of all these skill set. So some they do it for fun, some they do it for fee. So if you have certain skill set, don't waste it. I mean, during your so-called retirement, you can continue your hobby or skill set to benefit both community as well as yourself. Or you like to dance, you can go around teaching people how to dance, whether it's this modern dance or this traditional dance or folk dances. This is one area that very often we neglect. I mean, when we are working or we're doing some gainfully employed, often and not, you don't keep in touch with your relatives, your siblings, or your distant cousin and all these things. So more or less like you lose touch with all these people. So it will be useful during this so-called retirement period that you regain you get in touch with your so-called all those whether schoolmate, classmate, or your siblings, or your uncle, auntie, or your old friends, old neighbors. So they will be looking forward to catch up with you also, now that they have more time on hand. Of course, maintaining close family tie, that is one of the more important part also. Because as we grow older, somehow we will become more lonely, put it this way. Because all your kawan, all your good friends at your age, some will be passed off, some will be landed up in the old folks home, or some will because of dementia and all these things, so their family member may not allow them to go out anymore. So they may be homebound, or forced to stay home, cannot move, not so mobile. So this is one of the areas that you can look at. You can get your buddy or your kaki or your siblings or your kawan to go have the same hobbies, or like come to SMS to attend talk or socialize. That is also useful. So rekindle your interest. We have a lot of old pastime, whether you singing or you like to do certain activities with certain people, group of people. This could be a time to get to do it together. Some people who like to play bridge, Qiao Pai, they go for bridge. Some play chess, international chess or Chinese chess. Come to Bishan CC, they got many chess club over. Many chess club. Then for those really would like to read, they got plenty of people who can share with you the reading. Libraries organize a lot of reading session for both young people and not so young people, to encourage them to. Of course, you are those who like to use a hand to help out at certain senior citizen club or the old folks home or those community group, can also help out, do some community work or charity work. That is also one area that can rekindle your interest. You have time to spare. Of course, for the sometimes for those people who have a house or landed property, or they have a garden, or even sometimes you don't have a landed property, but you even a high-rise flat, you still can have the hobby of growing your own pot of flowers or orchid and all these things. That is also quite a good hobby to consider. Most important is we have to stay alive or stay active. Physical fitness is important for good mental and physical health. Take a walk in the park or join an exercise group. I mean, I for one is someone who love physical fitness exercises. Every day I make it a point to walk about 6 kilometers or 8,000 steps. Spend about 1 hour and a quarter like that. So you are physically and mentally active. So when you want to participate in other activities with other people, I mean, you are most welcome by those people also, because you cannot be active at your age, or you cannot walk certain distances. Many activities you also cannot be involved. I know. That's an example. I love photography, so I do a lot of volunteer photography job. So imagine you carry the camera. Sometimes you shoot a football game, which is 45 minutes each time with a 15 minutes break. So it's almost 2-hour session. Either you are sitting down or walking around shooting. So you can imagine it's going to be very challenging if you are not physically fit to enjoy these activities. So, or sometimes you go to the senior citizen club. You help the old folks with their certain activities or their exercises period. So if yourself is not so-called healthy or fit enough, so it will be not easy for you to participate or help out at those community clubs. And also, interestingly, when you are leading a active or lifestyle, somehow I feel you will not be your mind will be more occupied and you will be less chances of you to become sina or they call it dementia so easily because if you are active and you play games or get involved in calculating things or like some of them involved in playing mahjong, but I don't encourage really mahjong because mahjong is very, you sit down there whole day, it's very addictive and then you don't move your muscles so much compared to you go for a walk or you go for a dance in the dance group. Sometimes, I mean, besides outdoor, you're inside your house. It's also good that you plan either on a weekly, quarterly, or monthly session to clean up the old junk that you may have. So whether it's old clothing, old newspaper, or old electronic part, the acoustic, you can maybe clear up and so that either if worth some value, you can go and sell it off, but if not, you can give away. Then you can have a more cleaner house, cleaner storeroom, and cleaner shelf. I think you'll find that you will enjoy your home better, I have to say. So housekeeping, this hobby, I felt that when I was working for the Japanese, they are very disciplined in terms of this housekeeping. So even the tools, they try to paint the shape of the tools onto the board, and with a hook down there. Same as sometimes you see the garage, the people hang hammer, spanner. So if you so-called lay out the things and systematically put it, you'll find that it's easier for you to look for the item. Similarly, also we have a lot. We go shopping or buy marketing, come back a lot of plastic bag, small bag, trash bag, also bag. I didn't know until lately when I found out from some of my friends. No, like the NTUC bag last time, those disposable bag, those shopping bag. If you know how, you can fold it nicely, fold into 3-4, and roll it and put into a plastic container like that. You put in round, so you can same as your toilet roll, you can drag out so one by one, and you find that you can use it as a trash bag or recycle it to do something else quite usefully, and then to have so-called second use or third use of those shopping bag. Similarly, there are many things you can fold it and do it neatly. You find that you can have better usage of such type of so-called trash material. Otherwise, sometimes you just either throw it away or you just put down there, roll it, and you find that you have a lot of rubbish at home and don't know, not very untidy also. But you know how to fold it nicely, fold it nice. You can find that it become very useful for you. You can use it for many things. So this is one way for good housekeeping. Similarly, I don't know whether you all have cultivated such a habit. Even your clothing, you will know how to roll it up, put nicely in your wardrobe or in your drawer or what. You find that you were able to get more space out of your wardrobe or your cabinet and all this. And you have this habit also when you go traveling, also very helpful because you have good housekeeping. Your traveling bag, you also can maximize the space within your suitcase or what. You don't need to buy extra big size suitcase when you travel for only about a week or what, unless you're going for a very cold country. You bring a lot of thick clothing or this. Otherwise, many things you know how to roll it up, fit nicely, or use those vacuum bag to vacuum up the air. Then you find that the clothing, all this become very compact. You put into your suitcase Even at home, you also know how to vacuum and suck out air. This you find that you lay out in your cabinet or whatever, you will save a lot of space and you can know where to locate it. So these are part and parcel of housekeeping, which I found that I learned quite a bit from the Japanese way of organizing things. They way even even at home, you buy a lot of toilet rolls. You have a system to keep track. How to arrange so that when you cut receipt drop until the second or last second toilet roll, you know it's time to go replenish, go shopping and buy new toilet rolls, come back and put in there. So you have this habit. Even the shells, toilet roll, or your toothpaste or whatever, a lot of things, the towel, you know to have this habit and good housekeeping. It's something like you organize your own wardrobe or your own house into a very systematic method of laying out things, keeping things, and then you will find also you feel happy also when you look at your cabinet or with your suitcase or what, everything are in neat order, and then when you want to look for that nice piece of shoe or another color cloth that you want to wear, know where to locate it, hang it neatly. So these are all good habits also. And then of course, since you have so much time, you have no excuse that you cannot spend time doing such thing. Because if you don't do it, then you let a lot of clutter in your way. I know of some families, they keep on buying so many pair of shoes. In fact, they already have so many. Sometimes they couldn't find their pair of shoes they want to, or they go to the shop and say buy again. So you find that when they come back and say, hey, in this box, in this place. So a lot of so-called unnecessary, so-called when you need something you couldn't find, then you go and buy again. So you found like a bit of wasteful. You don't organize your things, you find that you become very wasteful, and then you clutter out, whether you have a big house or small house, or you will have a lot of things lying around, but not able to serve your needs. Next point is that for our retirement life, we have to have prepare ourselves mentally. Even you are big boss or CEO, you suddenly retire and then you stay at home, you wake up 9 o'clock, you say, wow, it's a leisure, it's a pleasure. Last time I had to wake up 7 o'clock to rush to go to prepare to office and all things. So now I can sleep later, 9 o'clock I wake up. So if mentally you are not prepared and emotionally you're not prepared, you maybe in your certain so-called career life, you're a big boss, so people serve you coffee, serve you for breakfast, when no longer in those corporate life, you're at home, or if your helper or your domestic help or your spouse is very, very caring type, they may continue to attend to you or serve you. Not, there are some people, their family, they are still busy with their own activities. So you find that they hardly able to spend time to help you also. So you end up maybe they lay out the breakfast or your everything down there. You have to help you prepare, apply jam or apply butter or apply egg, whatever. Or you want to drink coffee or tea, you have to make your own coffee and make tea. So after doing that, you have to clear all your pots and pans and bowls and plates and put it in order. So retirement is the end of one phase of your life. So, but a brand new start to another stage. So if you just lazily pass off a day, there's one way also, of course, But if you want to have more meaningful and useful retirement life, I guess you still have to have a certain discipline to wake up at a certain time, to do certain things by a certain time. You still have to have certain timetable for yourself, so that mentally and emotionally you can prepare for this life. So, like example, you may say, hey, I want to go to the park. So you wake up. You have to wake up early, 7 o'clock or 6:30. You have to wake up. So other people also go to the park around that time. Then you can join, make friends with other people and join with them. But if you laze around and you wake up at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, people already finished. Others who are active lifestyle, they already finished their walk or run or whatever thing, and they have finished their coffee, and then you just start waking up. So you'll find that your second phase have a certain discipline. Our friend, is your internet stable? On. So that's why in our so-called retirement lifestyle, we still have to have a discipline, and you still have to a timetable for yourself. You should be taking into account the retirement plan, what are you going to do. This anticipate problem that may arise when you no longer have the routine, structure, and purpose of working life. Now, when you're working life, you have to use your time effectively and efficiently to make money for yourself and make money for the company or make money for the organization. So, but in your retirement life, you have to also organize your time and have a certain routine and structure so that you will enjoy your so-called retirement phase of life. Enjoy means doing things that you want to do and not forced to do. If you, they say now many people like to go riding bicycle. You know, everywhere they go, they ride bicycle. They don't take MRT. They don't take buses. All this. So a lot of people just like to ride bicycle going around. So you have a mix around with certain group of friends who also share the same interest. So you can spend the whole day riding bicycle to different part of the country and all this also. And along the way, you can have your coffee break, lunch break, and dinner break, all these things. And you go, and you also can explore the different parts of the country that you normally do not go there. Because when you ride a bicycle, you can reach out to a lot of roads and paths that motor car or buses or not go there. Right? Okay, so right now we are come to the end of this sharing. So sorry for those internet disruption and yeah, good. Our friend Bill Ho has bring up or brought up reminded us about the 5S. Shiri, sort things out, Saiton, straighten out or streamline your activity. Saiso, shine, Sekesu, standardize, and Shizuke, sustain. This 5S is a very powerful way of getting things organized and doing things. This is part of the Japanese, what I call the housekeeping concept and also part of the quality system. If you study Japanese QCC, the fishbone structure and all in the chart, this 5S is always one of the very much emphasized method of getting things done organized. If you you got time, you can read out about this Japanese 5S method and the QCC movement. You'll find that many things is very relevant and applicable in our day-to-day life. Whether you are still working or you're no longer working or you're in the next phase of your so-called your life. But by identifying things and sorting things out very neatly, you'll find that you can get things organized or get things that you want very efficiently and all that. Even example, mails. I mean, I will receive mail nowadays. Normal mails come in still, right? You have still, some of us still have PUB bill, or those telecom bills or what are they? If you have a proper stack, how to organize it, either by week or by day, or by what method, so that you will settle the bills, reduce short, and then certain thing that after viewing that is where no action is required. Maybe you can have same as some of them in the office, they have what called two tray, no? Action tray and then filing tray. So you find that your house, you have either action box or filing box. So you find that you do filing and action, there's no filing, no action, that means going to rubbish. So you find that your house will be also tidy. You don't that you won't jam up. I mean, whether your desk or your working desk or your cupboard or what, you will find that many things will be very neat, and then you will be very happy also. Because if you can locate things that you want when you want it, you will find that, hey, wow, very good that I able to get things done. So similarly, also in our day-to-day life, when our working life, we always have a do list. We put our do list. Either nowadays you use your mobile phone or what to do to go and go marketing or go to the shop to pick up this item. Go if you are writing you have certain wire or connector that is spoiled, you need to write, you have to exchange or buy a new one. So you write down there, so you can schedule a trip. One time you go to Sim Lim Square or Sim Lim Tower, where to get all these parts, or you can go to nearest challenger shop to pick up all those things, or you want to shop online to buy from Taobao or what, you can also take note of what are the things that you can order or to replace the damaged one. So getting ourselves organized, whether in your active life or in your retirement lifestyle, is, I think, equally important, so that we still can maximize the time that we have on hand. Because when you're active lifestyle, you got a lot of target to meet, you somehow will squeeze a lot of time out. But when you are in your retirement life, somehow you take things easy. Sometimes certain things that can be done in maybe within 20 minutes or so, you drag until maybe 2 days, you still sitting on your pending tray or pending to be filled up to that. So once you so-called too relaxed or too easygoing, you find that you will lose a lot of time just like that, that you can effectively make use of those time to accomplish or to fulfill certain things that need to be done, whether just for housekeeping or for getting your maybe your shoe rack in order or certain thing in order. That one thing, so that you will not be an eyesore. Otherwise, once things are very messy, you tend not to want to look at it or you want to leave it alone. until a later date, which that later date will never happen. Okay, I think that's all I wish to share. You all got any question?